Hey folks, GDP here, talking about Cabernet today, value priced Cabernet. Why am I talking to you about Cabernet when I write notes and you can read the notes and it's cut and dry, right? Because it's not cut and dry, obviously, otherwise I wouldn't be here doing this. I'll tell you why I'm here doing this though. I'm here doing this because I need to tell you that you shouldn't read the lists of wines that I review and say, oh, these top 3 are the highest rated and therefore they're the best. They're the best in some crazy scale that I've decided to use that day, but in all honesty, they're not necessarily the best. The best depends on your mood, the best depends on your palate, the best depends on what you're using the wine for. Are you cooking with it, not pouring in a pot, but even that, or are you using it at the table, are you using it for cocktails, you're serving it to friends, you're serving it to your family, to your fiance, you're going to use it to propose. Lots of different things get involved with wine. So what I got here is 4 wines, 4 value Cabernets that I tasted yesterday. Video wasn't working yesterday, so I'm going to run with it today. But I'm going to tell you a little bit about each. Again, these are not the 4 top rated. There is the top rated wine, but there are 3 impressive wines plus the top rated wine, and I thought I should bring it to your attention. So the first one is from Lapostolle in Chile, the Casa Cabernet 2010. $13. This was right in the middle of the pack, but you know what this is? This is a really straightforward, kind of old school Cabernet. I think the alcohol is listed as 12.8%, and it feels like it. Smells like Cabernet, a little bit of jammy blackberry, a little bit of blackcurrant, a little bit of mint, maybe a tiny, tiny suggestion of wood. I'm not even sure there's noticeable oak here now. Smells like Cabernet, a little tar. Medium to light body. Tannins are a little astringent. Classic blackcurrant, black raspberry fruit. Tannins are a little angular on the finish. It's a classic, very pure, very simple, old school kind of Cabernet. Is it great? No, not a great wine. Is it a great wine for the right moment? At $13, you better believe it is. Give me a grass-fed, dry-aged flat iron steak with this. Simple flavor. It's simple flavor. This has got enough structure to deal with it. It's fresh. It's not going to tire you out. It's just an easy drinking. Not super fruity, but it smells pretty jammy today. Not super fruity Cabernet. It just drinks really well. So next on the list, one of my all-time favorites in certain ways. This constantly comes up fairly high on my hedonism scale, even though it's not a hedonistic wine. $14 nowadays. Kenwood Sonoma County 2010 Cabernet. I don't know that they've changed this one at all in the past 40 years that they've been making it. $14. They changed the price, that's for sure. It's always a little rustic. It's not a fancy wine. It smells a little bit of American oak, and it smells a little sweet, maybe a little coconut in there, and a little smoky. But otherwise, there's this herbal, blackcurrant, classic Cabernet nose. Small scaled, really nice herbal notes right now. Good acid, rustic tannins, a little chunky, good length, unsophisticated Cabernet, hands down, little red cherry, Sonoma County. This is what you want. I want a bigger steak with this. I want more fat with this. I want it burnt more on the grill, so it's going to be thicker. But it's not fancy. People will love this. It's a great party wine. It's a great barbecue wine. And interestingly, it's a little sweeter on the palate than the Lapostolle. Lovely finish. It's really finishing really nicely right now. But it has less of a jammy aroma. And the jamminess sort of makes people think, oh, this is going to be sweet or this is going to be particularly fruity. Moving into that realm, this is for $17. Canoe Ridge, the Expedition 2011 Cabernet Sauvignon, Horse Heaven Hills. This is a decidedly bigger wine. What's the alcohol in this? The alcohol in this is 13.5, it says, I think. You know, if people would write the alcohol in font bigger than 2 pixels, it would be helpful for people like me, but I should probably get those glasses thing. This is a lot of wine. Yesterday, this was a lot of wine for the money. It still smells like Cabernet though. It's cool, it's composed. It shows oak here. It's a little nutty, a little ivy, a little mint, a little nettles. Beautiful fresh fruits. A little bit of density. There's a little bit of jamminess to blackcurrant under raspberry here. Almost brambly a little bit. It's opulent compared to the first two wines. The wood is there. The wood tannin is there. There's a lot of structure underneath this fruit. It's long. It's fruity. It's easy to drink. It's actually, for 17 bucks, it's a good value, a lot of wine. People are certainly going to dig this totally. For me, it's a little bit fruity and a little bit oaky, but that's okay. Different strokes for different folks, right? So the last one, this was my favorite wine yesterday, hence the bottle being mostly done. Barra of Mendocino. You don't see Barra of Mendocino a lot. Mendocino, of course, being pretty cool climate there north of Napa and Sonoma. Made with organic grapes. Not that that is hugely important to me, but it's nice to see. This was about, I can't read now, I think it was about 22 bucks, but let me just check my little listing here. Oh, my cursor has disappeared. There you go. 20 bucks, 20 bucks. Ukiah, organic. This was the epitome of subtlety, almost elegant for 20 bucks. Let's see what it's doing right now. It's gorgeous. It's very Cabernet nose. It's a little bit floral, though. I don't know if they use indigenous, if they use cultured yeast or the yeast that comes in on the grapes. But you can almost guess that this might not be cultured yeast because it's not dirty, but it's a complex nose in a very earthy, savory, organic kind of way. There are no edges to this wine. The tannins, you can sense them. They're a little dusty. They add some texture. The acidity inflates everything, but everything's balanced and it's smooth. And there's some subtlety. It's not super complex, but there's some subtlety and length and elegance here. And the key to this wine, it's not going to blow you over. Frankly, the Expedition is a much bigger, more impressive wine in certain ways. You can continue to drink this wine. You can drink this wine and then have another glass and then have another glass. It's 13.8, which is not low necessarily, but it's probably spot on right in where Cabernet should be. Very happy with 13.8 here. I got no problems with it whatsoever. And it just invites you to drink more. And it's frankly fruity on the nose, but it's fresh fruit. It's like crushed berries right in your hand. A little dusty tannins, a little mouth grab on the finish. Goes great with food. Lovely wine. So, Barra of Mendocino, 20 bucks. Cabernet Sauvignon. Buy it. Grass-fed. This, again, flat iron steak. It's perfect. The Expedition, the Kenwood, bigger steaks, maybe a ribeye, maybe a sirloin, more fat. The Lapostolle, but we're back to a flat iron steak. Point being, though, these are, out of 12 wines, these are not the 4 best wines. These are not the 4 highest rated wines that I tasted, but these are the 4 wines that are worth mention because they have their time. Every wine should have its time. Every wine should have its palate. Every wine should have its aficionados, although there's some wines out there that suck and you can just dismiss those entirely. So that's the point of this little series I just started, to highlight the wines I think you should be drinking. Don't just go to the list and say 93, 92, 91, 89, I'm going to buy those. Read the notes and understand that an 85-point wine sometimes is perfect. You just don't want to waste a great wine on a day where you just want to drink wine, and for me, that's probably 6 out of 7 days. I just want to drink and enjoy wine, and I want a wine like this Barra Cabernet that just invites you to drink more. So until next time, my friends, I invite you to drink more, drink what you enjoy, read the notes, check out the scores, but try to figure out what's best for you.